September 2016. London, Wembley, a Metropolitan Police officer pulls over an ordinary van. Routine traffic stop. Inside the cargo area, cardboard boxes filled with industrial bolts. One officer picks up a bolt. It's too light. He unscrews it. Inside the hollow core, white powder wrapped in cling film. Meet Paul Vinder Randhawa, 46. That bolt just exposed an operation running for 7 years. An operation smuggling Class A substances inside furniture, clothes, and industrial equipment. Spanning 3 countries. Generating £10 million in profit. The men behind this operation weren't your typical criminals. They invented a method so brilliant, it fooled customs for 7 years straight. Part 2. The Architects, Siston, Leicestershire. 2010. Jagdish Patel, 45, doesn't look like a criminal mastermind. He looks like someone's uncle. Mild-mannered. Polite. Completely ordinary. That's exactly the point. His partner is Talib Hussein, 53, from Birmingham. Together, they've solved the problem that eludes most traffickers. Importing without getting caught. Most smugglers are stupid. They tape packages to their bodies. They hide contraband in suitcases with false bottoms. They get caught every time. Patel and Hussein are smarter. They don't smuggle substances. They smuggle furniture. Here's how it works. Take a dining table, solid wood, expensive looking, hollow out the legs using precision tools. Fill the cavities with compressed powder, seal them so perfectly that even trained detection canines can't smell anything. Then ship the table through legitimate freight companies as household goods. Commercial invoice. Proper customs declarations. Everything legal on paper. The genius is in the packaging. Real furniture companies ship tables internationally every day. Thousands of shipments. Customs can't physically inspect every piece. They scan for patterns, red flags, unusual shipping routes. And a dining table from Pakistan to Leicester? That's not a red flag. That's Tuesday. But they don't stop at furniture. Clothes arrive with powder sewn into hems. Decorative items with secret compartments. Industrial bolts hollowed and filled. Each bolt holds 20 grams. A shipment of 1,000 bolts equals 20 kilograms. By 2014, they're importing hundreds of kilograms annually. Enough to supply distribution networks across half of England. And nobody suspects a thing. But running a £10 million operation requires people, and one member of their network is about to make a fatal mistake. Part 3. The network. You can't run an operation this size alone. But people talk. People make mistakes. People get arrested. And cooperate. So Patel and Hussein build their network like a corporation. Compartmentalization. Hierarchy. Nobody knows the whole picture except them. Ravindra Mota, 55, handles logistics. He ensures shipments arrive at the right addresses. He never officially asks what's inside the furniture. Ayaz Hussein, 28, Talib's nephew, is the street-level distributor. He moves product from Leicester to London. He's cocky. Drives expensive cars. Wears designer clothes. Flashes cash at clubs. Palvinder Randhawa is the courier. The delivery driver. He follows instructions, gets paid. He's also the weakest link. Here's what makes this brilliant. If Randhawa gets caught, he can't identify Patel. He's never met him. He only knows a phone number. Each person only knows their role. Nobody can expose the entire organization. It's the same structure used by intelligence agencies. Cells. Compartments. Deniability at every level. But there's a flaw in every system. And this system's flaw is about to walk into a customs facility in France. What happens next in Calais will trigger a decision so risky that it could either destroy the entire network or let millions more flood the streets. Part 4. The French Connection. March 2017. Calais, France. French customs officers process cargo from Pakistan. This shipment triggers alerts. Weight doesn't match. Documentation has inconsistencies. They open wooden crates. Declared contents. Decorative items. One officer picks up a vase. Too heavy. He breaks it open. Inside, 30 kilograms of pure white powder. Street value, £3 million. The paperwork lists an address in Leicester connected to Ravindra Moda. French authorities contact UK law enforcement. Detective Harry Rye picks up. He's tracked trafficking networks for 14 years. He knows this is distribution level. Organized. Professional, Rye makes a critical decision. Instead of arresting everyone immediately, he starts surveillance, because catching someone with 30 kilos gets you one arrest. Following them to discover the entire network gets you everyone. They watch Mada's house round the clock, track phone calls. Follow his car using GPS. Build a pattern. The pattern reveals Modha is just the receiver, the middle manager. The real architects are Jagdish Patel and Talib Hussain, so they wait. They watch. And they pray. The gang doesn't realize they've been compromised. Meanwhile, investigators trace the operation back to Pakistan, and what they find there will make a veteran detective say something he's never said in 22 years. Part 5. The Pakistani Trail. International investigators trace the source to Karachi, Pakistan. Here's what they discover through cooperation with Pakistani authorities. Patel and Hussain have contacts inside furniture manufacturing facilities. Not random contacts. Deep connections developed over years. Workers who hollow out table legs during the manufacturing process. Craftsmen who create secret compartments in decorative items. Packers who seal substances inside clothing with professional precision. The operation is so sophisticated, it has quality control procedures. Each shipment is tested before leaving Pakistan. Each method is refined based on feedback. If a technique fails anywhere in the supply chain, they abandon it immediately. If something works, they repeat it until it becomes risky. They use legitimate businesses as cover. Real furniture exports mixed with contraband shipments. Real commercial invoices that pass initial scrutiny. Real tracking numbers from established freight companies. The genius is that 90% of what they ship is legitimate. Real furniture. Real decorative items. Real commercial transactions. The contraband is hidden among normal business activity. Pakistani authorities conduct their own investigation. They identify the manufacturing facility. They set up surveillance. They wait for the next shipment. When it comes, they seize it. 45 kilograms of product disguised inside industrial equipment. Heading to Birmingham. Connected to Talib Hussain's address. The seizure in Pakistan proves this isn't just UK-based distribution. This is international smuggling with manufacturing operations in Pakistan, specifically designed for concealment. The scale becomes clear. Conservative estimates suggest the gang has been operating since 2010. 7 years of successful smuggling. Hundreds of shipments. Only 2 seizures, Detective Inspector Rye later tells reporters. In my 22 years in policing, and 14 years being part of serious and organized activity investigations, I haven't come across anything on this scale. Think about that statement. A veteran detective, who's investigated cartels, gangs, and professional criminal organizations, who's seen millions in contraband seized, who's arrested hundreds of traffickers, and this operation is the biggest he's ever witnessed. But big operations leave big traces. Paper trails, digital footprints, human errors, and in May 2017, one of those traces becomes impossible to ignore. What customs officers discover inside a box of clothing will reveal just how low these criminals were willing to go. Part 6. The clothes. May 2017. East Midlands Airport. Cargo inspection area. A customs officer is processing routine shipments. Hundreds of boxes pass through daily. Most are exactly what they claim to be, but this shipment triggers something. Maybe intuition. Maybe experience. Maybe just random chance. Declared contents, clothing. Wholesale order for a Leicester retailer. Commercial invoice. Proper documentation. Everything appears legitimate, but something feels wrong. The officer can't explain why. Just instinct, developed over years of inspections. The weight doesn't match declared contents. Clothes are light. Fabric weighs almost nothing. But this box is heavy. Noticeably heavy. They flag it for inspection. Open it carefully. Document everything. Inside. Adorable little dresses. Tiny shirts with cartoon characters. Baby pajamas with elephants and stars. Exactly what the invoice described. The officer picks up a dress. Pink. Size 2 tons. Meant for a toddler. Holds it up to the light, feels the hem. There's something inside the fabric. Not just stitching. Something else. Something that shouldn't be there. They cut it open carefully using scissors. White powder spills out. Contraband. Sewn professionally into clothing during manufacturing. They examine every piece in the shipment. Each dress contains approximately 200 grams hidden in hems and seams. Each shirt holds another 150 grams distributed through the fabric. Each pair of pajamas conceals another 100 grams. The entire shipment contains 28 kilograms of product. Street value. Approximately 2.8 pounds million, hidden in clothes meant for toddlers. In baby pajamas. In little dresses with cartoon characters. The address on the shipping label connects directly to Jagdish Patel in Sistan. This is the moment everything accelerates. Rai's team has been building their case for months. Watching. Waiting. Documenting. Now they have physical evidence seized in the UK. Now they have direct connection to Patel. Now they can act, but they still wait. Because catching Patel with a shipment proves he received contraband. What they need is proof that he's running the entire operation. Proof that he's coordinating with Pakistan. Proof that he's distributing across England. They need to catch him in the act. They need recordings of him discussing shipments. They need to watch him collect delivery and distribute product. So they do something risky. Something that could backfire spectacularly if discovered. They let the shipment through. The decision to allow 28 kilograms of controlled substances onto British streets goes against every instinct law enforcement has. But it's the only way to catch the entire network. The question is, can they track it without losing it? Police are about to do something that breaks every rule in the book, and what they discover will expose a distribution network bigger than anyone imagined. Part 7. The Controlled Delivery. June 2017. Rai's team replaces the powder with a tracking substance. Identical in appearance. Contains chemical markers under UV light. They repackage everything exactly as it was. Place the shipment back into the freight system. The shipment arrives at a Leicester storage facility. Moda picks it up. Drives to Patel's house in Sistan. Patel and Talib Hussain are inside. For 3 hours, police watch through long-range cameras. Then Ayaz Hussain arrives. Young. Expensive car. He loads boxes into his vehicle. Takes half the shipment. Drives to London. Surveillance teams split. Half stays on Patel and Talib. Half follows Ayaz to Wembley. In Wembley, money changes hands. Packages transferred. Multiple transactions. Multiple buyers. The operation is bigger than anyone imagined. Distribution across multiple networks. Multiple cities. But those hollow bolts from the very beginning? They're about to reveal the smoking gun that connects everything and break this case wide open. Part 8. The Bolts Revisited. September 2017. 1 year after Randhawa's arrest in London. Remember those metal bolts? The ones that started this entire investigation? They're about to become important again. While Randhawa sits in custody awaiting trial, investigators continue analyzing the bolts seized from his van. They're not standard construction materials. They're custom-made, precision-engineered. Forensic analysis reveals they were hollowed out using CNC machinery. Computer-controlled drill presses. Each bolt manufactured to exact specifications, each one identical in appearance to legitimate industrial fasteners. Each bolt can hold approximately 20 grams of compressed product. Packed so tightly it's almost solid. A shipment of 1,000 bolts equals 20 kilograms. That's 2 pounds million street value hidden in plain sight as construction materials. But here's what breaks the case wide open. Investigators trace the bolts back to their manufacturer. A metalworking facility in Karachi, Pakistan, and this manufacturer keeps meticulous records. Shipping invoices, payment receipts, email correspondence with customers. Those emails are investigative gold. Patel discussing special orders that require custom specifications. Talib Hussain confirming delivery schedules and quantity requirements. Coded language that seems innocent until you understand the context. The hollow core needs to be 8 mm diameter. Isn't talking about construction requirements. It's specifying how much product each bolt should hold. Quality control is essential, isn't about manufacturing standards. It's about purity and compression. Pakistani authorities raid the manufacturing facility. They find hollowed bolts ready for shipping. Contraband, stored on-site, awaiting packaging. Manufacturing equipment specifically designed for creating secret compartments. Workers who confess everything when offered immunity. The confessions reveal the full scope. This operation has been running since 2010. 7 years of continuous smuggling. Hundreds of successful shipments. Furniture, clothing, industrial equipment, decorative items. Each method carefully designed and tested. Each route precisely planned and executed. Each shipment tracked from Pakistan to UK addresses. Conservative estimates based on seized shipments and manufacturing records suggest the gang smuggled over £10 million worth of controlled substances into the UK. But that's only what investigators can prove. Only the shipments they found evidence of. Only the transactions documented in recovered records. The actual number? Nobody knows. Could be double. Could be triple. Could be even more. And that's the moment Rai realizes they've waited long enough. They have evidence from 3 countries. They have manufacturing testimony. They have surveillance documentation. They have financial records. They have everything they need. It's time to bring them all down. Part 9. The Takedown, November 2017. 6 a.m. Synchronized raids across 3 cities. Leicester, Seizure. Armed officers surround Patel's house. Multiple units. Full tactical gear. They've been planning this operation for weeks, simultaneous with raids in other locations. Coordinated to prevent anyone warning others. Patel is asleep. The sound of the door being breached wakes him. He sees armed officers flooding into his bedroom. He doesn't resist. Doesn't fight. Just asks for his lawyer. Smart. He knows anything he says now can be used in court. In his home office, police find ledgers. Handwritten notebooks documenting shipments. Dates. Amounts. Methods. Destinations. He kept books like a legitimate businessman. Every transaction carefully recorded. Profits calculated. Expenses tracked. It's evidence prosecutors dream about. Direct proof of criminal activity in the suspect's own handwriting. Thermiston, Madhaz house. Raiding teams find empty furniture crates in his garage. Packaging materials, tools for opening secret compartments, power drills, saws, pry bars, and residue. Everywhere. Tested on site. Positive for controlled substances. Birmingham, Talib Hussein's residence. He sees police coming through his window, tries to destroy his phone. Smashing it against the counter, officers tackle him before he can finish. The phone is damaged but recoverable. Forensics will extract data from the memory chip. The phone contains encrypted messaging apps. But forensics teams have tools. Within days, they recover thousands of messages, conversations with Patel about deliveries, coded references to packages and special items, discussions about payment schedules and distribution networks. London, Wembley. Ayaz Hussein is arrested at his flat. Police find £47,000 in cash, hidden in his kitchen, stacked in bundles. Wrapped in plastic, he claims it's from his legitimate business. Officers ask what business. He can't provide specifics. Can't show tax records. Can't explain where £47,000 cash comes from. Randhawa, already in custody since his September 2016 arrest, is charged with additional counts based on evidence gathered during the investigation. Within 6 hours, all 5 men are in custody at different facilities. Within 12 hours, they're formally charged with conspiracy to import and supply controlled substances. Within 24 hours, the story breaks in national media. The headlines scream, biggest seizure in Leicestershire history. £10 million. Gang busted. Clothes hid contraband. 1 hid contraband. Clothes hid contraband. The arrests are complete. The evidence is overwhelming, but convictions aren't guaranteed. The legal battle is just beginning. The prosecution has 847 pieces of evidence, but Patel and Hussein have expensive lawyers and one strategy that might actually work. Part 10. The trial, Leicester Crown Court. March 2018. The prosecution presents 847 pieces of evidence. Surveillance photos, intercepted shipments, financial records, Pakistani police testimony, phone records, forensic analysis. Randhawa pleads guilty immediately. His lawyer argues he was just a courier. The judge doesn't buy it. Ayaz Hussain starts claiming innocence. Midway through, he changes his plea to guilty. His lawyer argues family pressure. Bank records show deposits totaling hundreds of thousands with no legitimate employment. Mata maintains innocence. Claims he thought he was receiving legitimate furniture. The prosecution destroys this systematically. The judge is about to deliver sentences that will ensure these men never see freedom again, and his words will send a message to every trafficker in the UK. Part 11. The sentences. April 2018. The sentences. Jagdish Patel, 25 years. He's 51. He'll be 76 when eligible for release. Talib Hussain, 24 years. He's 59. He'll be 83 when eligible for parole. Palvinder Randhawa, 18 years. Ravindra Mota, 16 years. Ayaz Hussain, 12.5 years. 12.5. Combined total, 95.5 years of prison time.